This is Ranger Kidwell-Ross, editor of WorldSweeper.com, director of the World Sweeping Association. And as part of our continuing coverage of the 2022 National Pavement Exposition, I am so glad to have this conversation with Michael Nawa, our star and ace reporter, all on one business card, who is really doing a fine job of bringing the NPE to those who couldn't make it for whatever reason this year. So Michael, you had the second day, and I saw the slideshow from today, which had, of course, not people in it because it was your photos. Yesterday there were certainly people there, but it didn't look like it was as many as typical. But what would you say after having gone to a second day with it?
I would say that even on the second day, there was not as many there as there have been in the past on the second day. Preview night was, I don't think it was lightly attended, but it did seem that the people that were seal coaters went right to the seal coating stuff. The people who were pavers went right to the pavers booth, because individual booths were very full of people who were kind of stationary and static. Today, the crowds were moving up and down the aisles a little more. Just going from booth to booth, and it was a good sized crowd. Given the times, given the COVID, given the stuff that everybody's going through, the people who wanted to be here are here, and I think there are a substantial number of them.
Well, that's good, because it's so expensive for the exhibitors that you just really want them to get their money's worth and break even or ideally make some money. Anything that strikes you about what you're seeing, and I can start first if you want.
Well, I saw that there's the first thing that really caught my attention, that there are more sweepers on the show floor than I think there's ever been on the show floor.
Yeah, I'd agree.
The Archer machines manufactured in Germany, the Wushang machine manufactured in Sweden or Switzerland. I'm sorry, I don't know which one it is. Switzerland. The Eudora, which I think is Canadian. I'm not certain, but you'll know.
I don't know that I saw that one.
Just a lot of machines there.
Yeah.
Battery powered, small diesel, small. I would consider them ride-in machines. Not a drive around machine, but a certain homeowner association, a shopping mall. The battery powered ones are equally capable of doing the parking lot as coming inside the mall and sweeping up the mall floor.
Well, and sure, and doing bicycle lanes and those kinds of things too. Those have long been, when I did my adventure in Europe, and I don't recall which year that was, in the early 2000s. Those are the sweepers that were everywhere in Europe. And I think now that we're getting more crowded, that bike lanes are getting dedicated, we're seeing more and more use for those. And the electric part is great. One of the things I like about those smaller sweepers is a lot of them will have a hand hose that is very handy. Yep. That the operator can just get off and suck up stuff off the sidewalk or quite a ways away. And
the two small Karcher units, although not electric, both diesel powered, have onboard pressure washers with a hose reel and a pressure washing gun. So if you're sweeping and you see something spilled on the sidewalk, you can wash it down right then and there. You can also wash down the unit, but it wasn't stuck on there to wash down the unit. It was stuck on, it's a full-on pressure washer, mounted in that sweeper. And it's very interesting stuff.
I've long thought that that's something that should happen on especially single engine sweepers like Nighthawks. You have the room, and tendency is maybe put another toolbox on or something. To me, a pressure washer makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, I did do a quick 60-second or so interview with the sales manager for Wushang. Gave me a quick walk around to the sweeper. I wanted to do
that video for you.
I'm sorry?
I posted that video for you. It's up.
He was the only one that wanted to do that. I wasn't able to get any of the other manufacturers to give me, a quick 60-second walk around. Tomorrow I'll try again. Some of the people at the booths, they wanted their boss to do it. They weren't comfortable doing it themselves. So
I see that every year when I'm there.
Yeah.
It's so odd that the mandate isn't there to do those walkarounds. We have a mailing list that's over 3,000 people, and they probably have 75 contractors there on the show floor. So
Yeah.
but it's,
Yeah.
they're
It's
afraid
also,
they'll mess up or something, I guess. I don't know.
there's lots. I'm going to say there's probably 13 software companies on the floor, from crew tracking to the sweeping, the sweeper eagle eye tracking,
Uh-huh.
Blackerby project.
Well, Blackerby's is called Sweep Inspect, and I actually
Okay.
have a Zoom scheduled for him for in the morning on day 3.
Okay, but there's sweeper software. There's cut and fill, customer relationship management software. Go iPave has been purchased by another company, and they do customer relationship management, and their customer relationship software integrates directly the images produced by Go iPave. So you don't download them from one program to another. It's slided over into the CRM, and all your drawings and diagrams done on Go iPave are in your new CRM.
That's pretty slick.
There was a particular interest to some of the people that I was at the show with. Dynapack has a small walk behind paver that is a paving width of 44 inches for doing a cart path, doing a head mat, before you put your paver down.
Uh-huh.
And it drew a great deal of attention in the Dynapack booth. I think more attention went to that little thing, the little paver, than went to the rollers and the big pavers. People just were all over it. 2 and 3 at a time. There was what I didn't see this year, which stood out to me, was there was no pavement tool people there. No loots, shovels, the daily grind stuff for.
Well, those usually are there.
Shovel stuff up. I didn't see them anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I did speak with a couple people about Ignite conference. The AC Business Media had a booth there with advertising their Ignite conference, which is coming up in the fall. They don't have a schedule out for it yet.
I don't know about that. What is that?
It's a kind of an ownership level only, 1 day. It's not a trade show. It's a professional development program.
Oh, uh-huh.
You can look it up. Called the Ignite conference.
Ignite, and it's geared specifically toward pavement, or do they have a module for that, or is it?
I think it's being put on by AC Business Media. So with their day asphalt contractor, pavement maintenance, I would think that the strong curve is into the pavement industry.
Right.
But last year's program, and I did not go, but in reviewing our itinerary, was not, you could be a landscaper, you could be an excavator, and it's an ownership level day of development. So they're not teaching you how to run a sweeper or fix a sweeper or plan a route. It's investment, financial.
Right.
And again, I can't speak to it now. They're still fleshing it out for this year. But last year's itinerary was very, very interesting. So take a look at that. It'd certainly be, if you're a sweeper owner that is in the, 10 plus truck category, this would be something I think you would be interested in attending.
Okay.
And it's there were lots of booths. Oakmont Capital was there. Integrated was there. Everybody that I talked to seemed to be having a good show.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody seemed happy with the attendance. And if not happy with the attendance, at least happy with the attention they were getting from the attendees.
Right.
People
That's
were
the key.
curious about what they were talking about.
Yeah.
So it was I find Charlotte, everybody that was working for the convention center was polite and helpful. It's really a nice place to have a trade show. We are back here next year.
I saw that they were coming back next year. And that's unusual too. That's a first.
According to the person that I spoke to, they're starting now to get better pricing if they give 2-year contracts to the convention center. Gotcha. So I'm sure factors into it.
Michael, going back to the software, with so many vendors out there, do you recall seeing anything that was claimed to be routing software other than Sweep Inspect, which I know that has a routing module?
I did not.
Okay.
Most of it for the great, I would have to say, if I was to classify the bulk of the software, it was CRM. It was
Yeah.
customer relationship management. It wasn't so much applicable to one industry or another. I mean, it could vary doing CRM for an accounting company.
Yeah.
But except for Sweep Inspect, which does have the tracking component, I did not see a GPS company. I did not see, again, I did not do an exhaustive walk through the show floor, but in looking at the show directory to see where I was going to go, I didn't see anybody that stood out at me in fleet tracking or routing software.
How about cameras, front, forward, and driver facing?
There were some cameras in the safety equipment booths, the people with the flashing lights and there were cameras available in those package things, but nothing that was a standalone on camera or anything like that.
In terms of the sweepers that you saw, I know that Elgin has non-CDL models now that's interesting. That they have those on the show floor.
Yeah, both on the show floor are non-CDL. I did want to, in the slideshow, I hope you got the pictures of I took the pictures of the stickers they put on the truck.
I did.
Features, can change the belt in 5 minutes and things. I did see one that I didn't understand, which was left-mounted exhaust. So I did take a minute and I asked the guy in the booth, I understand everything on these stickers, but what's the importance of the left-mounted exhaust? And he said, well, when you're sweeping a street on the right side of the truck, the trees are lower. They don't want to snag the exhaust on a tree.
Oh,
left side
I
of the
hadn't
truck.
thought of that either.
I would never have thought of that.
I wouldn't have thought of that. Yeah.
Yep.
Schwartz has a new M4 that is non-CDL, I think also. That's
okay.
My guess is that's the idea, is to get into the broom badger class, which is now, the pedigree on that, as far as I know, was Sweeprite. That's a basic Sweeprite, was the first designer, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong out there, folks. And then it's now the same basic design is available with Odra. I don't know where Stuart Amos. I don't know that that's the same design. They have non-CDL broom machines.
And Stuart is at the show, but they did not bring a truck. They just have an empty booth with a couple of chairs. We're just talking to some folks, but they do have a presence. They are here, but they did not bring a truck.
And then I know Odra is there. Elgin is going to sell the Broom Badger when they redesign it, probably the middle of the year. But until then, Sweeprite has that basic machine. Odra has the basic machine. And I don't know as much about X-Broom. I saw they had a couple of machines here. They seem to have a good reputation as a beefy unit, but I haven't been around them much.
Well, I've got some photos of them today. They should be in the slide presentation. But I am going to try to get Victory, Sound Arcane today. Trying to get permission to get somebody from Victory to give me a 60-second walk around of the GX12. I do want to go back to that, the one you just mentioned, and see if I can get somebody to give me a 60-second walk around of that. But I just wish I could adequately express my just utter delight in how many sweepers are on the floor.
It looked like they were kind of large and in charge this year to me.
Yes.
That's something new. But let's talk about the industry here for a minute. And our primary people that are going to be watching this are, contractors and municipal types. And the fact of the matter is, pricing should get better. Margins will maybe be shaved as a result of so much competition. We've never seen competition like this before. Fayette came into America this year with, Bravo and Scarab and Matthew machines. So that's another one that's new, as well as Bosch.
It's at the show. I don't know if they brought a sweeper, but that name is at the show, so I'll go check that.
Yeah, they did. And what's the other one? Oh, MB Broom has, what is it that they have? I'm not recalling the name of the sweeper. They're not an advertiser with us, so I'm not as familiar with their machine.
But they will be.
You help them with their presence, and then you kind of impinges what it is.
I did see Old Dominion brush. I did not see Keystone wire brush.
Oh, that's unusual.
Do you have a copy of the show directory online?
I do have. Yeah.
Take a look. Take a look and see if they were scheduled to appear, and I'll see if they actually. And maybe there were several, probably half a dozen empty booths that were already numbered, had a name there, but they weren't.
Nobody there.
Wasn't anybody there. Nope. No tables. No.
Old Dominion is Alamo Group, so I'm not surprised that they would be here, since Alamo has such a presence.
Okay.
So not surprising. Well, that's a great update. Did you run into people that you were glad to see? I heard the Ray Confer was in.
Ray Confer was walking around with Uri.
Nice.
And it was a pleasure to see everybody I ran into. So Gabe Vitale.
Mm-hmm. So he sold his business now to SCA.
Oh, did it? Was it SCA?
Gabe has sold.
Okay. Yeah, he mentioned that he did mention to who. Introduced me to his wife. It looked like he was having a very nice time, very relaxed, and Ray was there. Uri, and a lot of the NAPSA crowd was here. So I got to see and say hello to the various sort of people. And
sure,
it's these are my people. This is my tribe. So
absolutely, I sure miss being there, but
even
this didn't make sense.
The ones I don't know well enough to really know well, I still enjoy the company of a fellow sweeping contractor.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's my opportunity to get out and see all those folks, because I'm not really, for everybody that goes to a show, that's one of the big advantages is, I think I've always said you can go to the seminars and you'll definitely pick up a lot, but I don't know if you pick up quite as much as you do in the bars with the contractors that are, where questions get asked informally. It can be really good.
It's always been a long-held belief of mine. The more information is exchanged, over coffee or drinks in the hotel lobby, either before the show or after the show, than is exchanged at the show. So
I agree. Was there a roundtable today?
There were, all the roundtables were tonight, and all the roundtables are again 4 to 5, and all the roundtables repeat again tomorrow. I did not get to any of them today. I do have plans to get to them tomorrow. All right, so we'll talk again tomorrow.
Okay.
The round of pictures. Take a look at the library. It updates automatically. So, if you might get a notice or an email, or not, I don't know, but it update every time I send in groups of pictures as I take them. So it'll update several times during the day tomorrow.
Okay, and that's a reminder to anybody watching this video from day 2. You've seen the slideshow from day 2, perhaps will be posted above this video, but we'll have a slideshow for day 3 that'll. And feel free to have some people in it. Some of the folks that are at the show are some of the most prominent. So, they like to be seen out there too. So.
All right. Very good.
Thanks a lot, Michael. Sure good.
Ranger.
All right. Good
See
night.
ya. Bye.